Last time the Lakers hosted the Mavs ended that 10-game winning streak that the Lakers had. So what could possibly happen tonight? We take you to La La Land. There is Luka in attendance. And guess who else is there? Of course, LeBron, but Mamba and Rich Paul. Early on, LeBron sharing the rock. Pull the curtain back, take a look. JaVale McGee. And right here, LeBron, his 9,000th career assist. The only player with 9,000 rebounds and 9,000 assists in NBA history. Lakers up. Luka, turnovers, leading to offense for the Lakers. Coach, Caruso, dishing.
Ooh, nice. I mean, when the Lakers get you in a semi-break and everybody's moving, they're hard to guard, and they are long and perfect. Look at
the length.
Yeah, look at AD gets a steal out of nowhere.
Bringing much terror in your era. Dwight, 15 points.
Big to big.
And big on big crime. I like that. Good pass, AD.
Scary moment for the Mavs. Luka takes a hard fall off the Dwight Howard foul.
Couldn't protect himself at all. Just went down, hit his head, hit his back.
He would leave the game. However, he would return later on in the second half. And he just wasn't the same. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But in the meantime, some more of the Lakers' fast break. How about that pass?
Touchdown. A lot of teams in the NFL wish their quarterbacks were as good as that.
Yeah. The accuracy is impressive. LeBron didn't have the best shooting night. 3 for 10, but still had 13 points and 13 assists. AD's on the way.
This is the shot I really like with AD. When he gets to that middle and go over that left shoulder and that little running, floating shot is tough.
Love the Kobe right there. Shout out to Laviska Shenault sitting right there on the sideline, former DeSoto product. But the Lakers are victorious, get the win over Dallas. LeBron spoke after the game.
Now 9th on the all-time assist list, and the AP voted you the male athlete of the decade. When you hear that kind of stuff, what goes through your mind?
I automatically think about my childhood and where I'm from. You know, I know it's a story that's been told a lot, but, you know, I never take this opportunity for granted and where I'm at. And, you know, I'm in Los Angeles right now playing on one of the biggest stages, playing the game that I love, and I'm a kid from Akron, Ohio. So it's just very humbling. Much appreciation to all the voters, to everyone at the AP for giving me that award. But it's not just about me. It's me and my family. It's me and my teammates throughout these 10 years, where either if I was in Miami, Cleveland, and now Los Angeles, and my coaching staffs as well, that's given me putting a lot of trust in me to be able to do what I do best. So it's just an honor.
And lastly, 35 in about 3 hours. What are the plans?
I'm gonna have a hell of a time. That's what the plans are.
Oh, man, we can only imagine how good of a time he's going to have celebrating his birthday. Also named the AP All-Player of the Decade. We're going to talk about that more in a minute. 9,000 career assists. B. Shaw, it's amazing the chemistry that he's had, especially with AD.
It is. You know, when you put those two together in a two-man game, you have to pick your poison as a defense. And, they both have the ability to get downhill. Him as the ball handler, AD as the roller. You see him come off here. They try to step up. He's able to roll behind the defender for the dunk. And one thing about AD, he rolls to dunk. And if you don't get in his way, then that's what he's going to do. He's going to dunk the ball. And LeBron is too good for you to be able to trap him. Then right here on this play, the recognition of the change of possession, he gets up the floor, rim run. And we talked about the quarterback that LeBron is able to find him underneath for another easy dunk.
Pretty sure the Los Angeles Rams would like to have him as a quarterback. That's another discussion. But, Coach, we've seen different teams employ strategies, mainly the Clippers trying to rough up Luka. Is this something maybe other teams might try to implement, try to get him off his game?
Yeah, I think that you got to be physical with him. Everybody's going to experiment and find out what works with Luka, as he's been tearing up the league. I think bigger bodies, but, keeping a presence on him. You're going to see everybody floods over there. I mean, you got 3 guys challenging that shot. He gets the ball, and again, you know what? They're pushing up on him, just trying to make life miserable for him. And again, you got to throw a couple of bodies at him. Look at AD does a really nice job of really playing 2 there. At the last second coming over there. Now you're going to see to get a little physical with him and rough him up a bit. And you got to play him differently. You got to have multiple bodies. You got to condense the court on him. And tonight he had 7 assists, but he had 6 turnovers. And that, he's a primary ball handler for the Mavericks. Didn't shoot the ball well, 0 for 6 from 3. but it's the turnovers that kill you. When he's really rolling, he's finding people, and he's not throwing the ball to the other team. He's not turning it over. So I think he's going to see some different defenses, but a lot more physicality I think he'll see from this part of the season moving forward.
And the Lakers are always going to get everybody's best A game. They find themselves again still at the top of the Western Conference. Looking at the way they're currently constructed, we've seen problems as far as injuries with LeBron. Can they maintain this same pace throughout the rest of the remainder of the regular season?
Oh, yeah, I think they can. I think they had a little spill there. They lost 4 in a row, and they were struggling a little bit. But, yeah, I think they can. I think their defense is solid enough so they can have poor shooting nights and still win because their defense is really solid and everybody's bought in.
Just comes down to their health for me. If LeBron stays healthy, if AD stays healthy, then, it's limitless as to where this team can go.
Limitless indeed. This team's been so impressive. Got back on track, like Coach said, after losing 4 in a row. Now they have a 2-game winning streak against the Mavs and a win against the hasn't played great since he came back from taking that fall, but still was an impressive game early on.
Yeah, he's just got control of the game. He plays at his own pace. Took a heck of a spill, hit his head on the floor and slammed his back. But I tell you what, he just, again, just right here's the spill that he just goes down hard. And it's hard when the other team, they all put their hands on their head. Like, it's one thing to be worried about your teammate, but half the Lakers are going like, dang, that hurt. Came back, though, to play in the second half now.
Yeah, scary moment indeed. And you see the numbers, maybe that fall affected the way he played throughout the rest of the contest. 4 for 12 at that point, 0 for 5. And him in the second half, they started to get a little physical with him, B-Shaw.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do. I mean, that's old school basketball. You can't let a guy just sit there and take you apart. So get up in him, make him feel you. They did that. Even on the play where you saw where he went down and got hurt, there was 3 players around him when he came off of that pick. So obviously that was part of their game plan, devoting a lot of attention to him on those pick and rolls.
Now we saw the Los Angeles Clippers when they came to Dallas earlier in the season. They used that strategy. They attempted to get physical with Luka, and we saw he responded a little different than what we're used to. Is that going to be what most teams are going to try to do down the stretch as they face Luka?
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to try to do anything malicious or try to do anything dirty. But yeah, you got to make them feel you, and your presence out there on the floor. And so, they obviously what he's doing to these teams night in and night out is not a fluke. And so you got to figure out, what his weak spot is. And so, roughing him up, being a little bit more physical with him, seeing how he responds to that physical type of play is one way of, seeing what he's made of.
Yeah, bumping him every chance you get. He makes a pass, chucking him, just trying to keep your hands on him, make sure he's not comfortable. And then if you're lucky, like the Clippers are, you have a bunch of guys to throw at him. You got Patrick Beverly picking him up full court. You got Paul George. You got Kawhi Leonard. Then you can throw him. So a lot of teams don't have that luxury, but you're going to see some of the top teams, I think, are going to start saying, you're right, we got to do something a little different here. Let's try to get this guy off his game, because when he's on his game, he just controls it too much. It's similar to teams that just run out of James Harden. And they say, I'm tired of seeing James control the game. They just make somebody else do something. And I think you're going to see more of that as Luka plays the second half of this season. His first half's been phenomenal. Yeah. And again, like I say, I think being physical and just making sure he feels you every possession. See how he deals with that.
We talking about bigs for the Lakers. They've been putting the wood on Luka, but however, they've been playing very effective on the offensive end, whether it be AD, whether it be Dwight Howard, whether it be JaVale McGee.
See, JaVale's going to roll late, and you know what? He's still long enough to finish it.
Bigs right now, AD with 20. Dwight Howard has been reborn in Los Angeles, and JaVale McGee has shown that he has championship pedigree. I mean, the bigs have been so impressive tonight against the Mavs.
When your 3 7-footers are going 17 for 21 from the field, you're getting some work done. Let me tell you right now, there's 4 misses out of 21 attempts. Everything's at the rim. Everything's aggressive, and it just changes the game completely.
And, that's one of the things about the Lakers is that they can play pretty much any style that any team can play. And one of the luxuries that they have is having all of those big guys that they can throw at you in waves, or they can put them all together. And you saw the offensive numbers, but I guarantee you they've had an effect on the defensive end too. Yeah. You have 3 of your better shot blockers in the league, and Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, and Dwight Howard. coming off the bench. And so, whatever they're not, when they give you what they're giving you between JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard on the offensive end, that's a bonus. But defensively, when you have to, they cover up a myriad of mistakes that the guys make on the perimeter, protecting the rim, rebounding, and just being that physical presence in the paint.
Both those guys being long and able to get off their feet, they can come late to plays and still have a big impact. I always say that's the benefit of being an athletic big, is you can still be over, and you might be a count late, but you can make up for it by that quick step and that length and getting up and blocking shots. And both JaVale McGee and Howard and Davis, for that matter, can all be a count late but still cover up the basket. So when you're out there playing against the Lakers, especially when they're playing those two bigs, whether it be McGee and Davis or Dwight and Davis, there's shot blockers all over. There's a lot of people flying around there trying to get your shot there around the basket.
We'll talk about controlling the game. LeBron James not necessarily having the best game shooting from the field. Only 2 for 8, has 8 points. However, he's controlling as far as a facilitator goes. Has 12 assists so far in this game, really putting his stamp on this game tonight.
And, and that's one of the things that he can do. Obviously, we know he can score the basketball, but he can definitely put his, impact the game and put his imprint on the game, doing a lot of the intangible things, setting guys up. And the confidence that he, allows his teammates to have when he's out there on the floor, they are going to cut, they're going to get up on the floor, and they're going to do all of those things with more intensity because they know if they do run and they create some separation, he will find them. And so he's impacting the game tonight with his assists.
And the second night of a back-to-back for LeBron, he's probably very comfortable passing and facilitating. Legs maybe aren't there all the way for his jumper, but he just, he can control the game so many multiple ways. He can take 12 shots and totally dominate the game, end up with 15 points, 15 rebounds, 15 assists. He's that good. So, again, like I said, they played last night, so he's very content to let that ball fly around, especially when his big guys are dunking everything.
Yes, they are. He gets those assists for a reason. We got plenty of highlights coming your way on this particular episode of Game Time. There is KCP.